Hi everyone, just thought I'd catch up with Roxy's weekly challenge. This will be week 22, so it'll be embellishing in the little books. So I wanted to show you what I got up to with this one. So the cover's all done, as you saw. And I'll just do a flip through. So I've got quite a few of I've added all the extra pages in. I've got a couple of these little clips with these little cards inside. Still got a couple of pockets that can be filled. Envelope. That was the envelope that already existed and I've collaged over the top. Some of these I've just used a bit of the glue book actually, that's what I was using. And these are from Artymaze's freebie kit on her coffee page. Or you can actually pay for it. It's a pay what you want, I think. Got a few little tucks here that can have things put in. I got out the antique dictionary with the little drawings and I've used a few pages for little cards. Just putting them in the little tuck spots. So everything's now been glued down. Some of these pages, they're a bit thin, so I've used washi tape to hold them down on the outside and collaged once again on the back of the book page for a little tag. So there's another little pocket. I like the fact that these have got bits of my artwork in them. I love it. Love it. There, a little envelope, another little tuck spot. So on these pages that were a bit short, I've just added in a bit of extra collage work. That can have something done to it. Another pocket. So aside from embellishing, this one's kind of ready to go. Long tag. Still plenty of spots in here for things to go. Some cards. I'll get the name of that kit actually. And that's where this one's up to. So this will be the end of this episode, week 22, because Rachel's already gotten on to week 23, so I'm already behind. All right, so here's my little smaller book, which I had done a lot of work on already on camera. And this is how I've done the spine. And I've used this old French, it's like a French upholstery fabric that's been cut into strips. So with this one, I'm up to doing a little bit of embellishing. So there's pockets. So I've made a couple of these tags. Now I'll just get the name of the kits and I will write it down so you can see it. Okay, so these are some of the gorgeous kits. I got two different kits. One had a blue theme and one had a red theme, and they're journals, or I've been using them for collage. So it's SouvenirdelaFrance in Etsy, and I'll put the link below so you can find them if you like them. Of course, there are plenty that you can get all over the place. So where are we up to? I'm happy to leave a few of the little pockets ready. But some of these are just going to put in some cards, see if that fits. Right. and cards fit in like that, and just find whatever I can for a little tab. Let's put this one on with the Tim Holtz mini stapler. Mind you, all around the world I haven't been able to find any other stapler that does these little tiny ones, so yeah, that's the only option if you want the tiny weeny staples. Just cut a little bit off just so it's easy to get it in. Little snip off the sides. There we go. Alright, so that's one. These little ones can just have a clip just so we know that's what's there. Little pocket. No, this might be good here. Let's make two little tags. That one looks a bit crooked. Snipping off. I must say I hadn't made a junk journal for a while, and I am so happy to have made these. Oh, I can't tell you, it's just so much fun. Okay, here's another bit of this. Snip that bit. I liked bringing a little bit of this material that's in the spine there. I like bringing a bit of that into the card. Put this on here. Snippy the corners. I've got two little tags in there. Can leave some of these, might snip the corners. Just leave some of these for later. So once again, this is one of Artymaze's pages. This is one of the rub-off sheet. Remember I was doing the front cover of the blue book? That was that. So there's some writing spots stuck in the Spanish. It's funny because I met a girl from Colombia the other day and she speaks Spanish. Well, she spoke pretty good English actually, but she was speaking Spanish pretty well. These are handy little bits to use as little tabs on the top of your tags. They're just like little side offcuts of my roll sheet from my jelly plate when I was jelly printing. There's that. Okay. Still love this little bit. Something secretive could go in there. This is a pull out. There's the Ballarat Vintage and Collectible Market. Remember, I went there the other day after seeing Susanna. There. this little card. Such fun. There's a little tiny neat little tag in there. Right, that can have a little thing in the pocket. These ones can always have like something like a little bit of grid paper, tea-dyed grid paper or lined paper, so it's a writing spot. Love it. There's another one. Just kept that bit of pianola on. There's another one. What else is there? That's a tiny one. It's just the back. So let's see if we can get one in here. Yep. That's good. That's fitting in. So we do want to do some embellishing. Right, here's my little pot of things. Nice birds in here. That will be good. Hope everyone's doing well. We are getting quite a community in Australia of slow stitchers joining all together to do this, the next of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, Volume 4, now that we've nearly finished Down the Garden Path. Quite fun. I love that. Oh, I love the hummingbirds. Oh, aren't they gorgeous? That's a good little writing spot, so I don't think I'll go over that one too much. I like that. I was thinking I was going to put an M paper over the top of that, but I don't think I will. Sometimes it's nice to see the workings of a book, you know, like the spine. Let's just leave that like that. Can have a name on it. Okay, leave it like that. Those are fairly decorated already. I think that, no, that's beautiful as it is. That can be somewhere a little tuck spot is, that envelope. think, don't know if I want to cut that much off with that one. Okay. Right, that might be nice there. Some of this dictionary paper. Behind it. Do it the other way. Shorter side under the tearing side, longer side under the cutting side. Where are we here? So as everyone knows, I've been minding, this week I've been minding the two Burmese cats, and it's in an apartment building that's like a high level, you know, maybe 12 floors, high level security, because the air hostess, you know, she wants to make sure she's safe, etc. And some of the apartments are owner occupied. Some are rented. She's renting hers because she's on the lookout to buy one. And I got in there and I noticed a sign on the lift saying the first floor lobby is not for personal parties. It's for just quiet social gatherings, like as in you go there and read a book or something. It's like it's a quiet lobby. And apparently, I don't know, it must have been just someone renting, because I don't think, or it might have been a short stay person, because I don't think someone who was there all the time would have done this. But someone had brought a whole heap of people back into that lobby and had a big party, and there was notices in the lift about how that's not on. If you want a private party, you've got to go upstairs to the upstairs lounge and book it for a party. Because it's quite a large building, so, you know, I imagine that it could be difficult. Anyway, I got into the lift. There's two lifts next to each other, so you come in, there's a visitor's car park. I've got a spare key because she, you know, sometimes gets just called out last minute for air hostessing, so I've got a spare key. Anyway, I usually get in either one of the lifts, but I had only gotten into the left-hand lift, and as I was leaving last night after feeding, there was another girl waiting for the lift who lived there, and we got in and there was just like, I don't know, Coke or something splattered all over the floor, all over the walls, everywhere. It was like, oh my goodness, this must have been a super good fun party. Anyway, it was a bit of excitement in the building. I think that these little spots need something with all this. I mean, I kind of like having a little bit of something in these little secret spots. I almost feel like that could be a pocket, because if that's a secret little writing spot. Just tossing up. Will I make that a pocket? Yes, I will. Yes, so that was the excitement. So she's been away for all that, so she's missed all of that. It's funny, I was having a conversation with someone the other day. You know, when you're young, you do that sort of stuff. But now, it's like, oh, now it's the last thing I'd want to be doing. Like, it's a bit much. Probably Should punch that before I glue that right down. Just a little snip. Glue the sides, so that's, oh, I love putting some birds in. They're so good, aren't they? That can just, I like that as it is. That's staying like that. Little tuck spot. Put anything in there. Did I have a bit of, I think I've used all those little cards I'd made. There's a little card. That's a little card. What else have I got in this little pot? Oh, flowers. Oh, I must always have some flowers in the book. So I'll actually, it's not the best photo. I'm having trouble getting a really, really good photo, but her view on the balcony looks right out at the city. So I'll put a photo in here. And hopefully you can get an idea of how it looks from her balcony. It's just such a great view of the city of Melbourne. And in fact, I'm back thinking maybe I'll downsize. I might buy an apartment there, just downsize, because I interviewed so many people for the room, and in the end I just went, oh, you know what? Anyone that I liked went somewhere else, either cheaper or whatever, or people I just didn't feel comfortable with said yes, and I had to say no. So it was just, it's just one of those things where possibly I'm just going to follow the energy of it and just decide that maybe it's a moment for having some time on my own again. So I've moved back down. Well, I haven't fully moved back downstairs, but I've started sleeping downstairs again. And I have to say, because I've mentioned before that I've had mobility issues, and part of them are that my stairs are so steep in my house, and going up and down all the time when someone else is living here gets a bit, it's hard on the body. So I've just had 2 nights of sleeping, or one that's sleeping over the air hostess's place, and then last night I stayed at home downstairs, and already in 2 nights not doing the stairs except for coming up just for crafting once up and once down. My body's already noticing it. It's amazing. It's actually amazing how quick it was. So I think I'm just gonna cut back on the spending and have a time on my own till something happens that, changes that idea. I've got a whole heap of, speaking about alcohol, I've got a whole heap of these old alcohol ones. I don't actually want any of these. Like another bird. I'd like a blue bird. That'd be nice. There. Possibly a bit more of this dictionary behind it. No, it doesn't need it. Might be better on a blank, because that's nice. I like that. Little pocket. Might be better on a blank one of these. That's the back page. Okay, I like that. Anyway, I have finished, the gardener has finished my little back patio area, and it looks really nice, and thanks to Mikey for suggesting the way it should be done, because he thought that the pavers should go in a little line, like a little walking path, to where the fire pit or the, I still can't work it out. I've got a barbecue, but I thought it would be nice to have a fire pit and be able to sit out there. So I'll put a photo in here. And what we're going to do, in the spring maybe. I'll just leave it now. It's going to be cold for 2 months, so I'm just going to come back to it, I think. Behind those wooden chairs, so those wooden chairs will have cushions, nice cream cushion on them. We're going to put possibly a gazebo or a sail or something over the top. And the reason I can't work out is because it's not a big area. So to put a, you know, a big smoky fire pit in there, it's not sort of sitting right with me. And if it gets all contained, the smoke actually can be a little bit toxic. So, oh, that's massive. I wonder if that'll fit in. It's a bit too big, isn't it? Oh, okay. Well, I do like that one. I don't think I used one of these. Also, so there's a couple of options. A fire pit with wood burning, which means you've always got to be finding wood and you've always got to be able to light it and, you know, do a fire that way, and then you've got to keep stoking it and all of that sort of stuff. Or there's the smokeless fire pit, which is more like a cylindrical sort of one, which has got walls quite thick that somehow swirl the smoke around inside so it doesn't come out and make it smoky. But people have suggested that actually doesn't create much heat in the backyard. Like the flames are coming up, so you've basically got to stand up and kind of over it to get warmed. So if the idea is to warm up and have a nice, you know, be able to just sit out there in winter, then sitting out there is going to be cold if the, you know, if the heat is going up instead of out like a firewood. So the next option, which is the most expensive one, is to get a, you can get a gas burner that works like a fire or a heater, but needs just the gas bottle topped up. So they're the options. I'm not sure still what I'm doing with that. But that's what's been going on around here, which has been fun. Okay, here's my little book. I think I'm going to call it a day on this one. I know that my other blue book, I'm still yet to go back through and do some embellishments, but I'll do them off camera. And now I think I've finally caught up. Well, I don't know about that, because now we're up to week 23 and it's like quite a few little books to hold all these things, which makes it so much easier, because flipping through these little boxes is a bit difficult. Oh, I love it. Thanks, Rachel. Love these. So good. Didn't do the rubbing of that one. Maybe I'll get to that. Oh, last thing. I got some wooden spools. So when I was out with Susanna the other day and we were in Gail's Patchwork Emporium and we were talking about wooden spools, and one of the ladies said, oh, they're so hard to find. And I said, oh, no, I've got a few in my Etsy store. They're off, you know, Facebook Marketplace. And lo and behold, when I got home, I was just looking at wooden spools and I got these two, and they're ginormous, and I wish I'd have had one of these for the journal of stitchery, because mine would have been a bit wider, but it doesn't matter. I've got these now. I might sell one. I'll see how I go. But for now, I'm making, all right, so coming up, I'm just doing the prototype at the moment, so I'm making sure that the pattern's right. So I'll be putting a PDF file up in the Etsy store of a mermaid that's going to go on the wall, and it's quite long and it's going to be a slow stitched mermaid. So I'll be doing that. And I was thinking, you know, if you imagine this is sitting up like that, I was thinking of having her sitting on it and having her tail wrapped around, and I wasn't quite sure how I'd do that with the material. So that actually might be a sculpt that I'll do on my other channel, my sculpting scratch building channel, when I get back to that. But I was thinking about I don't know if they do this in other parts of the world, but it's a little bit of an iconic Australian history, the flying ducks on the wall. So I've actually made it, it's a stuffed padded mermaid, very, very long, which will be reversible if you want to make it reversible. But it's like from that idea that if it's going to sit up on the wall like it's swimming in the ocean. So that's coming up. which is, oh, I love it. It's very exciting. And what else? The only other little thing I had to show and tell was I've just got to stop looking at the Sunday market from Lisa Matic, naughty Lisa. I just got 2 of the French over large tea towels, which I want to use for the backing. In fact, one of them might end up being the backing of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery number 4. I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. Just trying to scoot all these other little projects out of the way first. Okay. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one, and have a great week. Bye for now.